What's up, guys? This is Chris from Outlaw here, and today we've got something fun for you. Today we're going to be talking about the CZ P10F Competition Ready. You can see this bad boy right here, gold and black, just how I like it, Hawkeye colors. But that's not all we've changed. But before we talk about that, we'll talk about the P10F a little bit, which is a striker-fired full-size pistol, obviously made by CZ, and this was the original version here. You can kind of see, compare, and contrast and see what they've changed. The first thing they've done here is they've made the slide and barrel 5 inches to reduce the overall reciprocating mass. They also added cuts on the top here to make it a lot easier to do press checks and or manipulate the slide up front, which is really important when you're adding a optics mount. So they have an optics mounting system there that I haven't tried yet, but I will be trying for the full review, and it's going to be pretty sweet to put an SRO on my P10F there, which I haven't been able to do yet. Next thing they've done here is right from the factory they have added the red fiber front sight and a blacked out rear with the ears cut off and a serrated back on there, which I like a lot. Now I have the same exact sighting setup on my P10F, my standard model, but it didn't come like that from the factory. I had to purchase these from Dawson Precision. Another thing it came with is the gold backplate there, but nobody really cares about that. It's got extended ambi slide release, slide lock there, which will absolutely guarantee that this will never lock back when I shoot it, because I'm going to ride my big dumb thumbs on it and use it as a gas pedal. I'm so used to shooting 1911s, that's exactly how I shoot 1911s. So if there's a big dumb handle there, my big dumb thumbs will use it. That being said, that's going to work really well for most people. Extended, I think that's an Apex magazine release, but I'm not entirely sure. And that is really nice. I put an extended magazine release on my standard P10F, so that's an awesome addition right from the factory. Now, one thing I'm not loving so much is going to be the HB Industries trigger. Now, it looks really cool. It's flat face. That's really nice. But I wish they would have done something as far as the weight and or reset, which actually feels considerably worse than my P10F, my standard model. And there's a couple of reasons for that. One, I think they put the trigger face in, they didn't change the springs. And the other one is because I have something like 2,000 rounds through the original to smooth that trigger out a great deal. And this trigger's breaking around 4.5 pounds, whereas this one's about a pound more or so as I measured it last night. So it actually comes out of the box with a little bit worse trigger than my standard P10F, but it looks cooler, and I suppose there's points in that. It comes with 3 back straps, 3 19-round magazines with that awesome gold CZ base plate on the bottom there. So that's good value. I love that it comes with 3 mags, and I love it comes with 19+1, making that an awesome standard capacity for a handgun. I think it's gonna be a great carry optics gun. One thing I wish they would have done is I think they should have aggressive textured the grip more, being as that it's a competition model. That being said, after this, I'll probably go in silicone carbide this. So overall, 2 things I'm going to change for sure are going to be the trigger weight, using some springs from Dawson Precision, and I'm also going to be stippling and or silicone carbiding the grip. And after that, I think the gun's going to run great, but we're going to run it stock for today and see what you get out of the box. So let's go do that. Before we get to the range, I want to thank the sponsor of this video. That sponsor is Arms List. That is a website that I've been using for a really long time. If you become a member of Arms List, you can find lots of guns that you couldn't find otherwise. When I'm looking for some unique guns, or I'm looking for something interesting that wouldn't be in a normal gun store, I could usually check out Arms List. I want to mention my Patreon supporters though. Thank you guys very much. It's because of you I could afford this gun. We purchased this gun with the Patreon dollars. If you want to help out the channel, all you gotta do is go to the link in the description below. Also in that description, as always, is a link to the YSS, is a local youth homeless shelter that I like to support. If you don't want to support me on Patreon, totally fine, but I would really appreciate if you go down, donate a couple bucks to those kids that could use your help. All right, so we got the P10F here. We have a loaded magazine full of Fiocchi 115 grain, and we're gonna check the sights / check my trigger finger here. We'll move over here away from the old playset which we're building, and we're gonna shoot at 75 yards just because I kind of like to do that and just see how the day is gonna go. Way to the left. Oh boy. I'm getting used to it. Getting used to the trigger. It's a little heavier than my other one, like I said. If it were me, I'd throw this fucker out and I'd put my stock one in, honestly, which I actually might do. Not right now, but when the video's done.
You guys hear farting noises. I swear it's my shoes.
All right, now we'll try at a little more manageable distance of about 50 yards or so. I'm shooting a little left with it. It could be my trigger finger. I haven't shot in a little bit. It's been what, 4 or 5 days.
Yeah, we're taking a slight break.
Yeah, maybe I gotta warm up a little bit. All right, now one thing I did notice is lengthening the slide helps with the sight radius. It does, the more mass you have, usually the less recoil you feel, perceived recoil, but sometimes the more muzzle flip you have, it ends up making that recoil impulse feel a little sluggish. You ever shot like a 1911 and 45? It kind of comes back all nice and sluggish and comes forward again, as opposed to maybe a lightened slide on like a Glock 34 where it's like super fast. The point is that a lighter slide generally reciprocates faster and you can kind of get on the gun faster. Whereas a heavier slide, which they've done, they've increased the mass of the slide, recoils a little bit less, but it kind of has more of a sluggish and slow recoil impulse. I actually prefer the fast recoil impulse of the 4.5 myself, but I do like the sight radius, and I think the gun looks better like this, so I think it's a nice trade-off, to be honest with you. But I would have preferred them lightening the slide to keep it the same mass as the other one. Which a lot of guns actually do, including the 34. The 34 has the same mass on the slide as the 17, so it cycles about the same because it has the cutout on top. The new ones actually don't, now that I think about it, but the old ones do, so yeah.
Okay.
All right, now at the 10-yard line with the Competition Ready P10F. Yeah, I don't like that trigger. My other trigger is so much better. With gloves too, which I haven't done in a while, just fucking around, but usually I shoot pretty well with gloves. Yeah, the cadence of fire is a lot slower with this than with my standard because of the trigger. You wanna try it?
Sure.
I like your shirt.
Thanks, babe. I'm trying to be full incognito here because I don't have makeup on, and I was feeling bad about being on camera. What'd you tell me before we got out
I said
here?
I wouldn't worry about it. This isn't Terran Tactical.
So here we are. I'm a little sick and no makeup and about to shoot a gun that you don't even like, so...
Oh, I like it. I like it. I just don't like it as much as I like my stock version.
Oh, okay, well...
Like if I had to pick that or like, I don't know, a fucking high point, I'd obviously pick that. I mean, it still runs really well. I just think that they did it a disservice with that trigger, but other than that, it's a great gun.
Oh, okay, all right. Well, now that you clarified that, let me try to look okay with it. Let's do something fun. And the rest of them you already put down.
You shot it pretty well.
Fits my hand perfectly, I feel like, nails and all.
Yeah.
I've been shooting all these micro 9s lately. It's nice to have something with a little real estate for the old fingernail.
We might have a video coming up comparing full size and micro 9s here pretty soon. Hard to say. Might have just filmed it.
Maybe we did.
Maybe
you don't know. You will soon, but
could be.
Can I do this one too?
Yep, go ahead.
I'm kind of having fun.
You want to back up a little bit, or you want to do it at 10 yards again?
Why don't we back up a little bit? My farting shoes.
You have to pay extra to make them fart.
It's true. It's the luxury version. Okay, let's see. Oh.
What'd you think? Missed a few there.
I did.
More than you usually do too, which is, well, I mean, those are pretty big targets from here.
What? I missed like, okay, honey. I think I did pretty good.
Or maybe I didn't hear him hit.
I also hit the, what's that one called? The MOA target?
Oh, well, maybe I didn't hear it. My ear pro's not on.
Well, watch the replay and you can see me be amazing since you're not paying attention.
My bad. All right, so the final impressions of the P10F are that I like a lot of stuff about it, and then there's one thing I don't like so much. I shouldn't say that it's a bad gun. It's certainly not a bad gun. I mean, the P10F is a pretty spectacular platform to start with, and they did some pretty good accessories. I like the sights right out of the box. That's awesome. I like the optics cut. I love the look of the slide cuts. The slide cuts on the competition look so much better than the standard because they did the top portion of the tri-top slide, and not only does it look better, but it makes it a lot more functional as well. Hard part about CZs, their bore axis is so low, sometimes it's hard to get a hold of the slide, and I think they did a great job with that. The great job with the slide in particular. I like it. I like it a little bit longer. I wish they would have gave it kind of a, speaking of pterodactyl, I wish they would have gave it kind of a John Wick cut. That would have looked super cool. However, it looks good the way it is. I like the tin coated barrel. That's kind of nice. I like the extended magazine release. That worked very well. The texture's easy to fix, but I would have expected a little bit more. But the one thing I didn't like so much is going to be the trigger. The trigger is supposed to be an upgrade, and I feel like it's too heavy, and I feel like the reset is too long by comparison to the stock gun, which has a pound less trigger, and then the reset is shorter, and it makes the gun, the cadence of fire, a lot faster. You can take advantage of the low bore axis and very low felt recoil of the P10 with that trigger, and I feel like you have a harder time taking advantage of it with this trigger. And paying extra for this trigger just doesn't make sense to me. I like HB Industries. I had some of their stuff on my CZ Scorpion. However, I think this is a bit of a fail. I think if they're going to come out with this trigger, they should change the springs up a little bit and at least make it as light and as short as the standard stock version. So other than that, it looks fantastic. And it still runs really well because it's a P10, but is it worth the MSRP of this? So the MSRP of this, because I paid something like $950 for this, the MSRP of this is $999. I've seen these for like $450, $500. So is it worth double this? I think no. What I have invested in this gun currently, aside from the light, I have $100 in sights. I have $25 to $30 in Talon grips. That's it. So you're looking at a $500 gun that I could probably outshoot this. And this is a $1,000 gun. Now it's a matter of what you like. If you're running a competition, let's say, or you're just running pure iron sights, this is a good way to go because it has a longer sight radius. So you're gonna be a little more accurate. Also, it's a good way to go because it comes with an optics cut right out of the box. And I'm actually not sure if the new P10Fs come with an optics cut. I'm sure that there's models that do. However, it is nice that it has that, and it is an upgrade. The tin barrel looks cool, but other than that, it's not really doing anything for you. Slide cuts look cool, but they're not really doing that much for you. So overall, the functionality you get out of it, in my opinion, isn't necessarily worth it, but functionality isn't everything. The reason why I bought this gun is because I knew it would shoot almost the same, if not the same as the P10F. I can obviously fix the trigger, fix the texture, and the thing I like about it is it looks cool as shit. I like the golden black, I like the slide cuts, and I like the little intricate little cuts here on the slide that the standard doesn't have either. So that being said, if you like this gun, you think it's cool, by all means buy it. It seems reliable, it's accurate. I just don't know if it's worth double the money of the original. If you like this video, please like and subscribe. Please support your local homeless shelters. Remember to recycle. Check you later. MSRP of this, which I don't know what it is, and I have to look it up on my phone, and my wife has to edit it out.
Or will I?
Well, I don't know if you will or not.